Is she guilty?
What if she is innocent?
Nosotras
What if she
ayudamos.
is innocent?
What if I am innocent? Mariah Lucio is facing execution on April 27, 2022, in Texas for the murder of her 2-year-old daughter Mariah. Although it's very easy to close the chapter for another child abuser, it's questionable if Mariah actually committed this crime or not. Mariah died 2 days after accidentally falling down a steep flight of stairs, and Mariah has maintained her innocence on death row for more than 14 years. Nearly 1 in 3 exonerated women were wrongly convicted of harming children or other loved ones in their care, and nearly 70% were wrongfully convicted of crimes that never took place at all, events that were accidents, deaths by suicide, and fabricated, according to data from the National Registry of Exonerations. Mariah just may be another woman on that list. Mariah was born in Lubbock, Texas, to a Catholic Mexican-American family living below the poverty line. She recalls her earliest memories are of her mother struggling to escape the blows of her partner. Older relatives began to sexually assault and abuse Mariah from the time she was 6 years old. With high hopes, she became a child bride at the age of 16. Unfortunately, her life did not get easier. At the time of Mariah's accident, Mariah had 12 children between the ages of 2 and 15 and was pregnant with twins. Since her incarceration, she has given birth to her boys. Due to her being in jail, she was forced to give them up for adoption. The rest of her children were either sent with capable relatives or placed in the custody of the state. She struggled at times to provide for her family. She was presented, by some family member, as a cocaine drug user. And she also lost her children to the state previously, but was able to gain custody of them. Other family members view her as a caring and hardworking mother who did her best given her incredibly difficult circumstance. The state of Texas presented no physical evidence establishing that Mariah ever abused Mariah or any of her children. In fact, thousands of pages of Child Protective Services records show that Mariah's 12 children never said she was ever violent with them. Yet in 2008, Mariah was convicted based on statements she made to law enforcement in Cameron County after more than 5 hours of coercive interrogations that began the same night her youngest child died and continued until 3 o'clock in the morning the next day. After hours of relentless, aggressive interrogation in the face of 3 armed detectives and a ranger, she broke down and told investigators what they wanted to hear to make the questioning stop. "I guess I did it. I guess I'm responsible." Within the police video interrogation, it seemed as though the officers were pressuring a confession, changing their sentences to make Mariah agree to endangering her child. Coerced false confessions are a leading cause of wrongful conviction and even more predominant among women wrongly convicted of killing a child. As a survivor of lifelong sexual abuse and domestic violence, Mariah was especially vulnerable to these police coercion tactics. But questionably, at trial she was prevented from presenting any evidence that would have explained why she falsely confessed during the interrogation. Lacking solid physical evidence, Cameron County District Attorney Armando Villalobos presented her statement to the jury as a confession to homicide and sought the death penalty. This was a win to him, and he thought it would help him get re-elected. Today, the former district attorney is now serving a 13-year federal prison sentence for bribery and extortion, confusing how our justice system is allowing corrupted district attorney cases to proceed and not be reviewed or thrown out. Texas must investigate this innocence claim. What if she is innocent?